Wait for the cat clock song.
Okay, so one of my favorite American composers is Victor Herbert. And Victor Herbert was like the great American composer. He wrote 2 million songs and all these operettas, and actually an opera that I've actually conducted called The Toma, which is a great story of anyway, blah, 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 hold up. He was also a real trickster. He was a brilliant cellist very early in his career, and he was hired at the Metropolitan Opera for the cello section when he was still in his teens. But cellos don't have very interesting parts to play. Lots of times they're just doubling the bass line. So dum, 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 dum. And he got bored, so he tied all of the stands in the cello section together, and he got the entire cello section to sway. So the entire cello section went, yo, during a very serious opera. He was fired immediately. And thank goodness, because then he started composing charming songs like this.
Mama is a queen, and Papa is a king, so I am a princess, I know it. But court etiquette is a dull, dreary thing, I just hate it all, and I show it. To sing on the stage, that's the one life for me. My fingers just like Liza Minnelli. I know I'd been fame if I sang in Bohème, that opera by Signor Puccini. I've no lungs, and the trees
All right. So Don Pasquale is 70 years old.
You are not
And-
70.
I'm not.
No. Oh, Linda's laughing.
God. So he is 70 years old. And he threatens his nephew and says, if you don't marry the girl that I have chosen for you, I am going to disown you, throw you out of the house, and marry my own choice of wife. And basically, he has a friend, Dr. Malatesta, and this doctor is friends with both the nephew and the nephew's girlfriend, okay? And they want to get married. So they make up this plot, and they say, okay, we're going to bring you in, and you're going to be this virginal, wonderful woman, and we're going to have a fake wedding. And basically, he goes ahead and he gets married in a phony way.
Pasquale.
And Pasquale
Not the
does
nephew.
with
Not the
Norina.
nephew.
Yes. And as soon as he is married, she becomes a harridan and just, tears the place apart, spends money and all the great things that she does. And in the second act, she is redecorating the entire house, which just drives him crazy. And she goes ahead and she decides to go to the theater. And he just is totally outraged with this, and he says to her, "You are not going." And he calls her a hussy, and she slaps him.
Yay.
He is destroyed, okay? So the next thing he sees is she has purposely dropped a letter, and you're really making me do this, aren't you?
I am.
He goes ahead and he reads it, and it says that they are going to, the nephew and the girl, Norina, are going to meet in the garden at night, and they're going to basically, and so Pasquale just goes out of his mind. And he meets Dr. Malatesta, and he tells him this, that she's gone ahead and here, read this, and he reads this letter, and he just goes, "This is ridiculous." I just, because he's putting on an act. And Pasquale says, "Never mind, I've got a plan." And he tells him, "We're going to sneak into the garden silently, and we're going to go down onto the grounds, and we're going to capture them along with my servants, and then we're going to send them to jail." Okay? Well, he has other plans, of course. He's trying to talk Pasquale out of it, and Pasquale just doesn't agree to it. And then he comes up with a better plan, and Pasquale goes along with it. Okay? And it drives them both into this hatter fit. And
What's the better plan?
what is the better plan?
Well, the better plan is to just the two of us, instead of everybody going down, just the two of us go down and listen, and once we've heard enough to incriminate them, then we will kick them out. But essentially, that's when everything's going to get turned upside down.
And so they agree to this plot, and they're ready to go ahead and get Norina and Ernesto and catch them off guard. So, here we go.
Wow. That's quite an intro.
Chetti mantinente, nel giardino discendiamo. Prendo me con la mia gente, il boschetto circondiamo. E la coppia sciagurata al mio cenno imprigionata. Senza perdere un momento conduciamo al podestà, e la coppia sciagurata al mio cenno imprigionata. Senza perdere un momento conduciamo al podestà, senza perdere un momento conduciamo al podestà. senza perdere un momento, conduciamo al podestà. Io direi sentite un poco, noi due soli andiamo sul loco. Nel boschetto ci appostiamo, noi due soli ci appostiamo e da tempo ci mostriamo. E tra brevi gravi nasce d'avvertir l'autorità. Ci facciamo dai due prometter che la cosa resti là, e tra brevi gravi nasce d'avvertir l'autorità. Ci facciamo dai due promettere che la cosa resti là, e tra brevi hanno già che la cosa resti là. Ci facciamo dai due promettere che la cosa resti là. E si fatti scioglimento con appena tradimento. Riflettete, mia sorella, vada fuori di casa mia, altri patti non può fare. È un affare delicato. Vuoi ben esser ponderato. Ponderate, esaminate, ma in mia casa non no. Uno scandalo farete. Non importa. E vergogna poi n'avrete. Non importa. Non conviene, non sta bene. Altro modo cercherò. Non sta bene, ma conviene. Ma lo schiaffo qui restò. Io direi l'ho trovata. Benedetto, dite presto. E il boschetto quatti ci appostiamo, di là tutti più spostiamo, e soltanto tradimento la cacciata su dei piedi. Bravo, va contento, va benone. Bravo, sono contento. Bravo, sì, son contento. Aspetta, cara Fosina, la mia vendetta già s'avvicina, già ti preme, già t'ha raggiunta, tutte in punto l'hai da scontar. Vedrai se giovani non ti ricavano sono i tendere sospiri e lacrime, giovani sono i tendere sospiri e lacrime. Voglio prendere le mie vitalità, se ne la trappola per restare, tiro la trappola per restare. La mia vendetta già t'ha raggiunto, tutte in punto l'hai da scontare, tutte in punto l'hai da scontare, tutte in punto l'hai da scontare. Il poverino sogna vendetta, non sai meschino quel che l'aspetta, invano freme, imman s'arrabbia, e chiuso in gabbia non può scappar. Invano cumula progetti calcoli, non sa che fabbrica castellinaria, non vedi semplice, non vedi semplice, della calcola, ma l'ultima ci deve seguire la nuova, non vedi semplice, devo fare, la fendandetta, in bonza rabbia, e chiuso in gabbia non può scappare, se chiuso in gabbia non può scappare, la cacciata su del piede, e la rigami con me, fatti, possiamo, da tutto, possiamo, giovane di capere finita, non si spiega mai, mi vedete, non si spiega mai, Voglio prendere le mie amiche, voglio prendere le mie amiche, la sedere da fare per la trappola per star, la mia vendetta è chiusa in gabbia, e di poco lei non sa fare, è chiuso in gabbia, non può scappare, e di poco lei non scappare, è chiuso in gabbia, lei non scappare, è chiuso in gabbia, non può scappare, non può tappare, lei non scontare, non può scappare, lei non scontare. Dottore! Don Pasquale! Lei lo scontare! This is the end of our entertainment, and hopefully it's not too late, and you can still get home in time for whatever show that you want to watch. We have some, what do I want to say, cards on the table. If you are so inclined to offer us some sort of contribution for our program, we would be eternally grateful. And also, just remember that next year is a really important year for us. We couldn't do it this year simply because we didn't have the students to come, because by the time we notified them, when we had 27 applications, but we brought out the acceptance too late, and unfortunately they had already taken other jobs. So next year I really want to make it happen, and yes, and next year in Jerusalem. Okay. All right, and again, thank you so much for coming, and it was a pleasure to entertain you, and let's do it again.